Morning, you guys. This is my fasted blood sugar. This is my first reading. I haven't drank any water. I haven't eaten anything, and this is what my fasting blood sugar looks like. All right, folks. This is my blood sugar reading after drinking 64 ounces of pineapple juice and watermelon juice. So it was about 32 ounces pineapple juice, 32 ounces watermelon juice. And this is about, I would say about 45 minutes after drinking that juice. I'm going to wait another hour and take my reading again. And that'll be like the final reading for this video. Okay? All right, you guys, this is my final blood sugar reading after that 64 ounce watermelon and pineapple juice. You can see it's at 95. This is about an hour after the last reading that I told you guys I was going to do. So that last reading was an hour after, or 45 minutes after I had the juice. Now this is an hour after that, and this is what my blood sugar looks like. All right, so I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. I hope you guys can see. All right. Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel Skinny on Carbs. My name is Andrea, and on this channel I try to use my background in biology, histopathology, and naturopathic medicine to help you live the life that you dream of and deserve. Alright, so before we get to the meat and potatoes of this video, I just want to remind you guys that I've opened up my Patreon again. You can go over and join me on the Patreon, join the club or join the community. I'll put the link down below where I am offering group coaching. I am not really doing one-on-one as yet. I have stopped doing one-on-one about a year and a half ago, and I'm not really ready to pick that back up yet. But I am willing to do group coaching, and so I've reopened my Patreon. I will be on there right now. You already have the mini masterclass for the youth mini masterclass, okay, the anti-aging masterclass. It's already on there. It's a 4-part video with an introduction, and so you can start diving into that once you get on there. I will be posting the foundations to weight loss and anti-aging on there as well. It's going to be the foundation for the group coaching that I'm going to be doing, that's going to be focused on weight maintenance, so losing weight, maintaining your weight loss, and also at the same time anti-aging. Okay, right now I'm in my mid-40s. I have 4 kids. I'm at my no, I'm lying, I'm about 5 pounds off my optimal weight. Okay, I'm 5 pounds heavier than my optimal weight. I was traveling and acting a mess. I can't lie, I just was. Okay, but I don't really have an issue maintaining my weight. And that's with 4 kids in my mid-40s, and I am going through perimenopause, and I really don't have any symptoms. I just know that I'm going through perimenopause because of my age and the fact that my menstruation comes a little bit different now. I used to have consistent regular menstruations my entire adult life, and now they're a little bit fuzzy. So that's my indication that that perimenopause is a mist in my life. Okay, all right, so click the link below, it's in the description. You can join the group coaching. I've opened it up. It's just $12.99. Everybody else is charging hundreds of dollars for their group coaching, and I'm charging $12.99 because I really just don't, I don't want there to be a huge barrier of entry to people that are genuinely looking for information that they need to make their lives better. All right, so that being said, let's get into it. You saw my blood sugar results. All right, I've been eating tons of fruit for more than a decade. I should be diabetic by now, according to everyone. And there are even people in the raw vegan movement that are adverse to large amounts of sugar or large amounts of fruit in the diet. And I've heard some say that it causes blood sugar issues as well, unfortunately, but it does not. It does not cause blood sugar issues. I've been doing this for a very long time, and I come from a family with tons of blood sugar issues. Okay, I don't mean just a family member here or there. I mean like almost damn near everyone that reaches a certain age has blood sugar issues in my family, and I don't have that issue, and I'm the only one eating tons and tons of fruit. And for this experiment, I even took it a notch up, which really isn't a notch up for me because I juice quite heavily all the time. But for this experiment, I decided to just test my blood sugars after drinking straight fruit juices. So I combined watermelon juice and pineapple juice, you know, those fruits that a lot of these blood sugar experts tell you not to touch because it wrecks your blood sugar. Well, I juiced those straight. I didn't cut them with any water. I didn't put any greens in it. I didn't add any fiber. I didn't do anything. I didn't drink any apple cider vinegar to lower my blood sugars instantly. I didn't do any of that stuff. I just drank straight juice, took my blood sugar readings, and showed it to you guys. And so you can see for yourself that I do not have blood sugar issues. I don't have an issue utilizing simple sugars when I ingest them, okay? And it is not a secret out there why I am able to do this. It's been well known and well documented that the issue with insulin resistance is largely lipotoxicity, okay? So it is largely a fat issue. There is too much fat either circulating in the blood or surrounding the tissues, and so you have an issue using sugar because of the fat that's present. All right, my diet does not contain a lot of fat. Now, was my diet always this way? No, it wasn't. When I first turned, because I'm just full disclosure, I'm a raw vegan, okay, or high raw vegan. So when I first went high raw vegan, and I've been plant-based for 20 years or plant exclusive for 20 years, and then this last 12 years I've been eating raw vegan, okay? And when I first went raw vegan, I did a lot of fats. I did a lot of the dehydrated foods, the gourmet foods, the sauces, the high fat sauces, the high fat dressings, 3 or 4 avocados a day, right? I was doing all of that. And just so you guys know, I was still losing weight. As a matter of fact, I was dropping weight like crazy, okay? I just could not keep weight on. So you can still lose weight while consuming whole plant fats. It's possible. However, I didn't like the way my digestion felt. And if you look at past videos and you join the class, you will realize that ease of digestion is a huge component to managing your weight. It's something that is very overlooked. It's simple, but it is an effective means of trying to lose weight and maintain weight loss. And so I just didn't like the way my digestion felt. I knew that the digestion was at the root of everything when it comes to my health. That's just naturopathic medicine 101. That's naturopathy 101. And so I brought my fats down. And I didn't discover this. I am not, some genius that discovered this. There have been people that have done the work. They've put in the work and they've done the science, they've done the research, and they've shown time and time again that a high carb, low fat diet is what promotes longevity. It's what promotes being able to use your blood sugars correctly or keep your blood sugars in the right levels, because you can now metabolize your sugar the way you're supposed to. Right? So in the beginning, I had a lot of fat in my diet, and it didn't kill me, but it helped me to transition. Once I got to where I wanted to be, meaning mentally, once I mentally was able to get to where I wanted to be, I was able to do more fruits. And once I switched over to eating fruits, which wasn't too far into my raw vegan journey, it was pretty quickly, because I was very adamant about experiencing good digestion. And so I switched over pretty quickly to a high fruit existence, and I really have not turned back from that, okay? So like I said, I've been consuming high sugar via the fruits and the juices for a very long time, okay? So I have optimized my insulin sensitivity. I don't consume a ton of fat in my diet, overt fats. There's fat in my diet because there's fat in the fruits, believe it or not. And there's fats in the veggies. Okay, lettuce has fat in it. All right, there's fat in if I decide to eat chickpeas, there's fat in chickpeas. There's fat in, there are carbs, fat, and protein in every plant food, just at different levels, different percentages, but they exist. Okay, so when I say overt fats, I'm talking about nuts, seeds, avocados, fatty fruits like avocados. Okay, that is not a very large portion of my diet. I don't eat nuts every day, and even if I do eat some nuts, I don't eat I just don't eat a handful of nuts. I never eat roasted nuts. My nuts are raw, and well, raw, right? Because I'm buying them from the store, I'm not picking them from the tree, so I can't disillusion myself. Okay, but I am eating raw nuts. I soak them and then I culture them. Okay, so I go a step further in breaking them down because I want to optimize my digestion, and I want to get some postbiotics. All right, notice I didn't say probiotics because I don't eat fermented food for probiotics. That's a fairy tale. Okay, those probiotics aren't surviving the gut, the acid in the gut. What I want are the postbiotics, that's the thing that's giving you the health. So I eat it because I want to pre-digest it. I want to break down the proteins. I want to break down the fats into fatty acids. All right, I want to make all those things available, and I don't want any inhibitors while I'm eating as well. So, I eat my nutrition in simple fashion: free fatty acids, free amino acids, simple sugars. All right, that's one of the keys to keeping my blood sugar nice and level, and to keeping my insulin sensitivity nice and high. I have been doing this for 12 years. I have been juicing fruits and drinking fruit juices for as long as I have been, and I still I'm not even pre-diabetic. Okay, it's still not there. And just so you guys know, I was pre-diabetic. I knew I was pre-diabetic because I measured. I know how to measure these things for myself, right? And I was heading to the pre-diabetic stage before I turned raw vegan. And I was told over and over again, be careful, it's too much fruit. Matter of fact, my family, tons of diabetics in my family. I have diabetic family members that don't eat as much fruits the way I do. Okay, they won't even touch a ripe banana. And they see me eating oranges, they see me drinking orange juice, and they cringe. Oh my God, that's too much sugar. Have you tested to see if you're okay with your blood sugars? Well, yeah, I'm okay. My A1C is fine too, okay? I can't test that with the monitor, but I get that tested and it's fine. So, we've known for a long time that the fats are the issue. We've known this for almost for forever. And for some reason, we're still pretending that sugar is the problem and fruits are the problem. Like I said, I have diabetic family members, and they go to the doctor, and the doctor will tell them how much bourbon they can drink, but they shouldn't touch watermelon, they shouldn't touch bananas. I am like flabbergasted that this is still the advice. I have never met anyone that got diabetic while eating a high fruit diet. Not any of the diabetics that I have met. What is your diet? Not any of them will tell me that they eat a ton of fruits. Okay, when you were diagnosed with diabetes, were you a high fruit eater? No, you weren't. So why do we blame the fruits and the sugar for the diabetes? Most people that are becoming insulin resistant, right, which is what really type 2 diabetes is, they are eating a standard American diet, which is high in fat. Most Americans are getting their 40% of their calories from fats. That's pretty high. I keep my fats at around 10%, 12% on a sloppy day, okay? And I think I was really sloppy when I traveled. I don't even want to tell y'all what my fat intake was. It was really sloppy, y'all. So we're not going to talk about that. We're going to pretend that week didn't happen, okay? But that's not my common thing. It's not what I do, all right? So I keep my fats low. I really don't run my fats too high. I run my sugars high. I keep my sugars high. And when I say sugar, I'm not talking about refined sugars. I'm talking about whole food fruit sugars, okay? I'm not very big on starches. It's not my thing. Again, digestion is one of my secret weapons to maintaining weight loss. And I really don't like starches, not because I can't digest them, I can, but they slow digestion down. And so I really don't do starches. I do some starches in some beans, but I really don't do beans that often. So that's how I roll. That's how I roll. And my blood sugars are fine. You would expect to see them through the roof after 12 years of drinking straight fruit juices, but you would expect to see me more age. I have bags, y'all. I got bags. But to my defense, I have 4 kids and I'm homeschooling them. So sugar didn't do this to me, baby. Sugar didn't do that. Breastfeeding for the past 10 years did that to me. Not being able to sleep, get a full night's sleep. That's what's doing that to me, not sugar. But you would expect to see my skin is all wrinkled and looking tragic, and dry because I'm not eating a ton. You don't have enough fats in your diet, and my hormones should be wrecked, right? Because I don't have enough fats in my diet. So my hormones should be wrecked, my skin should be wrinkled and dry and aged. I'm not using any filters, and I might not be the cutest chick on the block, but I ain't the ugliest one either, and I'm not the oldest looking one for 4 kids in mid-40s during perimenopause. I think I'm okay. I think I'm all right. Yeah, I think I'm okay. I'm all right. Okay, so there it is, my shocking blood sugar results. And again, if you want to join the group and join the group coaching, where I will be putting down the foundational courses for you guys, where I'm releasing the protocols for weight loss for you guys, where I will be doing weekly lives for you guys and trying to do weekly live Q&As for you guys, because I get a lot of questions in my Instagram and Facebook DM that I'm not answering. Don't even bother asking. I won't even answer them. I just can't. I told you guys I'm homeschooling 4 kids. So we're going to have to, I'm going to have to do this via the Patreon if I want to help as many people as I possibly can and get back into coaching the way I was before. Okay? All right, you guys, I hope you guys found something useful in this video. You guys should not fear the sugars. Don't fear the sugars. It's not what's causing you blood sugar issues. It is the fats. Okay, you gotta dial the fat in, and you gotta understand that this is gonna take some time. All right, so I think I'm gonna talk about metabolic syndrome in the next video, because I've been getting a lot of questions about that one too. So I'll try to touch on that as much as I possibly can. All right, love you guys. Bye.